Are you feeling the hype in Nanatsu no Taizai chapter 134 like I do? This is only getting better and better. Technically, I don't want to say that, but things are really looking promising. Oh yeah, and for the first time forever! King's power is finally explained. God damn, how long did that take? Sorry, I just had to explode a little bit. Either way, the chapter begins with the fact that as King demands answer for Meliodas, Meliodas once again just toys with that answer by saying, if you lay your hands on comrades or Elizabeth, you are my enemy. He then, in anger, somehow rips up a wound in Meliodas like this, because when he uses his fire stick, he managed to graze him. Turns out, and here is an explanation of King's disaster ability. Basically, it allows him to control life or death. A mere strap can become a grave wound, an ordinary poison can become a fatal toxin, a small tumor can grow to massive size. And he also can even control if a plant is gonna die or gonna bloom again. That is why the spear is always changing in power, because since it's made of fairy tree, he can adjust it to many different forms and stuff, because he can manipulate the graven between life and death in a forest. It's a perfect ability for a fairy king. Yes, and that also explains the Ruktum, whatever he did on that old man way back in the Beta Fight Festival. So yeah. If there's one thing I hate about Nanatsu no Taizai, it's that it takes so freaking long time before getting an answer. Although every time it does, it's perfect. Okay, but Meliodas still being a bit dodgeful with the questions, and just says to King something which actually makes King a bit shocking. Are you really a fairy king? Because here Meliodas asks King a question many have asked, and that is, why do King look so much different than the rest of the fairies? All the fairies have pointy ears and glorious wings, but King and Elaine, I think, Elaine too, have none of that. In fact, they almost look like humans, human childrens. There's gotta be some kind of explanation to that too. In fact, Meliodas says himself, because he apparently has met the fairy kings of the previous time. Dahlia and Goloxina all have prominent wings. King once again shows he can rule over life and death by secreting water from wood. He can create iron ball and all this stuff. And Meliodas also shows that he can control his darkness ability by rapidly concentrated. King explains this is by compressed water bottle rapidly concentrating a little water left in the ash branch in minimal spot. So the Meliodas does the same with his darkness. As Gina's patience finally run out, she calls off the training. And Meliodas says, which is actually not so fair, I can't tell you anything. And even if I told you anything, you wouldn't believe me. Once again, just what kind of past does he have? If he really is a demon, of course many people will be worried. But at the same time, I'm also wondering, can he just not say, I'm a demon but I'm on your side? It's true, that kind of question would not be believed, seeing how every single demon so far have been evil. I think it's something more. I think he's not just a demon. Maybe he is the son of the Demon King. No one would believe that if he was an ally. I mean, that could also mean why he's so defiant to the demons. Either way, King promises to watch over him until he shows if he's trust or not. As Gina decides then to return Meliodas' power, King notices a scratch on his back. One wonders what that is. An amber containing a dark orb, it crushes open and completely covers the druid land in darkness. And the complete land of the druids is covered in darkness. That's just how mighty Meliodas' power is. It is returned to him through an ancient spell. And all of the 10 commandments can sense it. As Seldris mentioned that his power has awakened. Is it time now to crush the despair, or will Meliodas fall into the evilness that is this power? His eyes look different than ever. All we know is we can finally fight back. Things are really getting interesting. And again, I am frustrated that we do not get answers from Meliodas, but is it really that horrible? Is it really so horrible he can't tell him, or is it really so unbelievable he can't tell him? And King, I always wanted to know, why don't you have wings? In fact, maybe he's a false fairy king. Not chosen by the tree, but chosen by the next fairy king or whatever. All I know is things are getting good again. Can we finally crush despair just a little bit? I'll see you. Give me your thoughts if you have any what you think King is.